The skies darken, and a sudden, heavy hailstorm descends upon your village. The hailstorm is really bad. Some people are getting injured, bad. The hail is so large and dense that it breaks through your granary's roof. You managed to patch up the roof in time so that very little food was damaged, and your people only got minor injuries. You went to the ruins of an old town, although you only know this because the Ziadi told you so, as there are only stones covered in moss and plant life. But you do see a group of old men, huddled together over a large oaken table. The Ziadi do not turn to you, but one speaks.
Grandchildren have come. Our help they seek, but are they too weak?
Another speaks up.
They come for aid, but rules have to be laid. We take our food that will change our mood.
A wicker basket appears before you, and you know these forefathers will not speak to you more unless you feed them.
You seek our aid, and guidance you shall receive, for each dark curse has its own flavor, and so the relief lies in different realms. You will face a challenge, our child, and if you pass, you shall be cleansed. If your body has been wounded by a dark force and will not heal, cursed you are, and you must speak to the spirits of healing to lift this taint. If your flesh is weakened, you must stand by our table and prove you have the tactical wits to outsmart the curse. If you have been deformed by evil forces, you will sneak up to a water nymph and steal a strand of her hair. We can then lift the curse for you. And if you have been cursed by the darkness itself, you will hunt down Abias, and once you have him, we will transfer the darkness away from you and into the beast. Don't worry, we will shield you from his attacks if you fail. You have proven yourselves to be worthy offspring. We take the curses away from your souls. Return if you need aid once more.
Another night falls over Thea, and restless souls of the damned seek out the living in envy and anger. You can almost feel the approaching wave of these infernal wraiths seeking to burden your souls. But this night, a welcomed guest is seen in the shadows, a lapidok, the spirit catcher. This bizarre-looking creature, resembling an overgrown toad with long claws, yellow warts, and a row of razor-sharp teeth, is actually a humble servant of Veles, in the old days tasked with the hunting of wayward souls and misbehaved wraiths, but now hopelessly overfed and ever busy with his task of devouring evil spirits. Thanks to the lapidok, your people sleep well this night, and they feel strengthened the next morning. Wounds don't always have a chance to heal, and so death can claim its prize. There's a fire in your village. The fire is getting stronger by the minute. You divide the manpower. Your men fought off the fire before it devoured the whole village, and you managed to keep your kids and vital resources safe. Your losses are minimal, and your people made stronger by this. You are set upon by a small group of rugged-looking dwarves. Their faces are scarred. The lead dwarf spits and grunts at you.
Let's talk.
You were defeated. The dwarves Slavers are a sadly common sight in Thea these days. Your scouts have whole land is shaken with tremors. Groans and thudding footsteps are heard throughout. Many people get bruised and thrown about, but you find some useful minerals. Thea is not an easy place to grow up in, but alas, grow up we must. One of your children has matured into a young adult and is ready to join your village and rebuild Thea. Becoming an adult is an important rite of passage. The whole village celebrates this joyous occasion. The youngster places a food offering at the altars of their gods, in thanks and in hopes for a good future. Wounds don't always have a chance to heal, and so death. As you explore the land, a long shadow covers the sun for a moment. When you try to take a closer look, it is already gone, but you could swear it was a very large person walking away. You are about to turn away when you notice that the strange apparition left behind a thread of black. You tried to run, but the black smoke was faster. The black mist, as you now recognize it, remains a malicious reminder of the days of darkness and their everlasting hold on Thea. Even the bravest of souls feels a sudden dread as the black cloud slowly seeps into every corner of your surroundings and wraps you up in a suffocating blanket of dark energy. You could swear you see twisted faces and silent screams from within the darkness. You feel a cold chill running down your spines, and dry sweat covers your trembling bodies. Your very souls are now infected with the cloud. You try to huddle together, hoping that the closeness of your comrades will strengthen your resolve, and indeed, for a while it does. It seems like an eternity passes, and your spirit is nearly depleted, but eventually, you feel the warmth of the sun on your face. Slowly, you muster up the courage to open your eyes and rise again. You have survived. But alas, not everyone comes out unscathed. One of your companions remains lying on the ground, their face twisted in a sickening grimace of terror, their eyes dark and empty, as if their very soul was torn out. You feel a heavy curse upon you all, but even more so on your unfortunate You enter the ruins of an old... The Ziadi do not turn to you, but one speaks.
Grandchildren, you seek our aid and guidance. If your body has been wounded by a dark force and will not heal, you have proven yourselves to be worthy offspring. We take the curses away from your souls. Return if you need aid once more.
You enter the ruins of an old... The Ziadi do not turn...
You seek our aid and guidance, you shall. If your body has been... You have proven yourselves to be worthy offspring. We take the curses away from your souls. Return if you need aid once more.
across a dead body lying in some sort of ditch. The corpse is literally stomped into the ground. You search the corpse and find some of its belongings still intact. Now that you take the time to look at the scene, you see that the ditch is actually more like a giant footprint. You see some more stuff lodged under the body, but you also feel the ground shake beneath you and strange sounds coming towards this place. The whole land is shaken with tremors. Groans and thudding footsteps are heard throughout. Many people get bruised and thrown about, but the tremors eventually stop. You follow the treasure map provided by King Arathor, and you come across a great ravine. You know that the next clue to where the treasure is lies beyond. There is a bridge that can lead you safely over the ravine, but you see a ghostly figure standing at the threshold. You approach the bridge, and the ghost turns to you and speaks. "If the bridge you seek to cross, you must be ready for a loss. Questions of you will be asked, and with answers you are tasked. But beware of answers wrong, lest you prove not so very strong. 3 questions I will ask, and you must finish the whole task. The one who speaks is the one who the truth seeks, and should they fail, their fate will prevail." The first person walks up to the ghost, and it speaks again. "What is your name?" Good, good. Next question. What is your favored color on this earth? Correct. The final answer you must now give. What speed would a rock thrown by a troll fly? Yes, your calculations are correct. You may now pass. The ghost disappears, but you feel he left a blessing upon you. When you're on the other side of the bridge, a new map appears in front of you, with the following inscription. "You have passed the test of determination, and so, as a knight of Camroth, you can now claim your treasure. Follow this map and seek out a hidden place where your treasure awaits." The map is simple, but clearly inscribed with magic, so it should be easy to follow. Your village is swarmed by the wailing wraiths. They are a force of pure darkness, a menacing wave of tormented souls who seek nothing but the destruction of all life. It seems they have become more frequent of late, more angered and active for some reason. You try to hide from the dark souls, but walls cannot protect you. Your village becomes cursed with the darkness, and you do not have enough magic or folk knowledge to fight it off. Some of your young ones perished this night, and everyone feels the dread in their souls. The whole land is shaken with tremors. Many people get bruised and thrown about, but you find some useful. Another night falls over Thea, and restless souls of the damned seek out the living in envy. Thanks to the Lapiduk, your people sleep well this night, and one wakes with greater resolve. The whole land is shaken with tremors. Many people get bruised and thrown about, but the tremors eventually stop. Making your way through the woodlands, you hear the cries of a child. You get in closer and see a young girl, maybe 10 years old, huddled among the bushes, surrounded by growling wolves. When the wolves smell you, they howl and run off. The child gets up and walks over to you. She is wearing a long, rusty red coat and has 2 thick plaits sticking out from under a hood.
Thank you, strangers. But now you must go and save my grandma. Oh, please go and save her. My granny, she lives far in the woods. I was there and the wolves came and she told me to run, but now you must go and save her.
The girl leads you to a solitary hut, deep within these dark woods. An older woman appears at the door before you even knock. There are no signs of fighting or wolves, although you do see wolf tracks leading in and out of this place. The woman speaks.
Keep your distance. I dislike people and the feeling proves mutual on most occasions. Did my unwavering grandchild lead you here?
You turn to point at the girl, but notice she is gone. The woman frowns and shakes her head.
Stupid child, so stubborn, so wild. You should leave here, for I cannot hold myself calm this night.
Suddenly, you're very aware of the red full moon shining above your heads. The old woman grabbed her stomach in a sudden convulsion of pain. When she straightens again, her face is twisted, and when she speaks, it's through a tightened jaw.
She is away, of course, the snivelling, cowardly pup that she is. She'll bring me gifts every full moon. She'll torment me, never let me stow away the beast. But she never stays, afraid of my true anger. I was the one who killed her parents, not intentionally. Nevertheless, they followed me and died, and the child does not forgive. Why, you, of course. You are my sick gifts. Every full moon I lock myself here, warded against me leaving the circle, but she will not let me be. I am an ancient beast, a huntress of the night, a werewolf if you must know. But I have sworn off killing and bloodshed, yet my primal urges cannot be tamed at full moon. Only here can I stay safe. But when she brings me people... I prepared myself this time. I brought silver and elderflower cordial, and it slows my transformation. It pains me beyond words, and I cannot ever do it myself, yet something needs doing. My pup will only grow wilder and more bloodthirsty. You must hunt her down and kill her. I will even give you an amulet so you can track her easier. Just, please, do it quick. There is none, and time is running short now. You will do as you like, but leave now.
The woman nods, and tears run down her cheeks as she hands you a small ivory amulet, with an arrow always pointing in one direction.
Here is the amulet and my blessing upon you. Now go, for I feel my change coming, and you must not stay here.
You track down the girl and her fledgling pack of wolves. You are able to shoot them down before they even realize they've been spotted. The girl's body is half turned into a wolf, but you still see the scared face of a child looking at you. You find a precious ruby necklace on her, with a drawing of her and an older woman inside. village is swarmed by the wailing wraiths. They are a force of pure darkness, a menacing wave of tormented souls who seek nothing but the destruction of all life. You know an old ritual that involves a test of your endurance and strength, but if successful, you can ward off the wraiths. Your willpower proves stronger than the malicious force of the wailing wraiths. This time, none of your people died, and some feel blessed. Before you is a group of black wolves attacking something. As you look closer, you realize there are two packs, one attacking a small baby and one fighting not far with something else. You see that the child is clearly protected by some magic, as the wolves seem unable to get to it. However, you're not certain how long this shield will last. You also see that the other group is fighting with a single black cat that is... You send a small group to protect the... You won. It was not easy, but both cat and child are fine. The cat's eyes shine gold, and you could swear it smiles at you. You feel a surge of positive energy. You come to the place marked on the map, and instead of a cave or a hidden treasure chest, a small lake appears out of nowhere. You take a few steps forwards and feel a blessing fall upon you. You are rested, your wounds are healed, and you just feel really happy. As you stand there, basking in the new feeling, a woman appears out of the lake and speaks in a calm, yet commanding voice. "Welcome, Knights of Arathorn. You are far from Camroth, yet I, the Lady of the Lake, will grant your knightly boon as it was agreed." The lady barely looks at you and only nods. She hands you a sizable chest and recites, "I hereby fulfill my oath to the Knights of King Arathor from Camroth. May these offerings guide you on your path to enlightenment and your quest for our kingdom. Fare thee well." One of your weapons becomes touched with magic and is now capable of siphoning life from the enemy. The woman leaves the chest for you on the shore and then disappears along with the lake. Thea is not an easy place to grow up in, but alas, grow up we must. One of your children has matured into a young adult and is ready to join your village and rebuild Thea. Becoming an adult is an important rite of passage. The whole village celebrates this joyous occasion. The youngster places a food offering at the altars of their gods, in thanks and in hopes for a good future. To check if any crops survived this night, and you discover a large molehill on your way. A peculiar-looking mole carrying a small shovel pops up from the hill and exclaims, "Ahoy!" It seems really happy about something. The mole does not respond. It just stares at you, especially at your clothes for some reason. The mole waves back, exclaims, "Ahoy!" once more, and then disappears into the molehill, but it leaves behind a small bundle for you. You come across the ruins of an old settlement. The rusty iron gates look foreboding and creepy, but many secrets may lie within. You search through the rubble and discover the remains of some ancient warrior. His weaponry is still intact and ready for the taking.